Okay guys, question for you. What if you were dating Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman and you found out she had an extra bag of crazy? Would you stay with her or would you run for dear life? Just ponder over that for a second. What's up, people? So My Super Ex-Girlfriend was directed by Ivan Reitman, the same guy that gave us the Ghostbusters movies, Twins, Kindergarten Cop, the list goes on. And it stars Luke Wilson, Anna Faris, and Uma Thurman. After dumping his crazy needy girlfriend Jenny, Matt soon realizes that she's not one to be trifled with, as she uses her superpowers to exact revenge and make his life a living hell. After a few dates, he starts noticing some pretty manipulative and crazy acts from her. She just starts changing. For those of you who are in relationships, you kind of get where I'm going. So yeah, she just starts becoming so clingy and untrustworthy and this and that, all around crazy, and then she decides to break up with her, and that's when the movie really starts getting kind of crazy. Let me just start off. I wasn't really sure if I was going to do a review on this, but as I was watching it, there were some things that I actually wanted to talk about. Yeah. So starting out with the positives. I like the whole superhero aspect. I like the fact that this girl has these powers, kind of like Wonder Woman, Superman, and etc. This isn't really based on a superhero comic book, though, as far as I know, as far as my knowledge goes. But it's one of those, I assume, was original ideas. This movie came out in 2006, and I think it's one of those underrated sort of type films. It's labeled really as a superhero comedy, but it's really not based on a superhero comic book. But I like the way they incorporated that. Otherwise I wouldn't have been interested. I'm not a fan of romantic comedies or romance at all. But they always have to throw that in just to spice the movie up, just to give the movie some feeling for you. And I get that. But if it's just a straight up romantic comedy, no. I don't go for those. I don't go for those cheesy love stories. Nope, that's not me. Sorry. I'm walking out right now. But the superhero aspect is what got me interested in this, because I'm a big superhero movie fan. That whole essence of this movie is what intrigued me. And I like the way Uma Thurman played it off. It's like, what if Wonder Woman was this crazy? What if, and the Invisible Girl, ironically enough, I don't really know that much female superheroes that flies around like Superman, which is strange. I watch a lot of comic book movies and I don't know of that many. They need to throw more in there. Anyway, get off the point here. Uma Thurman played this really crazy, clingy type of girl who has these superpowers, and whenever the movie gets to the point where Luke Wilson's character breaks up with her, that's when she starts going batshit crazy. I mean, it was just all out, she throws a shark in his apartment. An actual Jaws-like shark. She also gets back at him by tossing his car up in this outer space. And she gets back at him in all these different ways, crazy ways. That's what made this movie kind of intriguing for me. It's like, what if your girlfriend or your spouse was this superhero that just wouldn't let go, and she or he was able to get back at you by doing these crazy things? Kind of makes you think twice about crossing your ex. Luke Wilson plays this businessman for this architectural company, I think it was. I like his comedy style. He's like really serious while at the same time throwing out jokes. I don't know how else to describe him, but I've seen him in other movies before, and he doesn't really cross my radar. So does Uma Thurman. These are actors, and Anna Faris. These are actors that don't really cross my radar that much. They're not in much movies that I watch, but I thought they were pretty decent, the characters in this. And Luke Wilson's character, he has this best friend who we all probably know, who's like this dog and talks nothing but like trying to get with ladies and stuff like that. And, I used to have a friend like that back in high school, but I don't no more. But this whole movie was actually driven off of comic book characters, but not actually based off any. That's what really turned me on to this movie. But, you know, it's just the whole romance thing. You know, I know that's where they had to go with because that's where the story evolved pretty much. But I like the whole superhero aspect of this. It's what intrigued me the most. And there's this whole thing where when Uma Thurman and Luke Wilson's character first gets together, and then it's just these crazy things that happen, like whenever they first have sex. She pretty much moves the bed. And I was thinking to myself, this is silly, this is stupid, but in a really, in a really good, positive way, because that's how goofy this movie wanted to show off. That's how, you know, silly this movie wanted to be. So it's just all this other crazy stuff, and it's just, it should be a lesson to all those who cross each other's spouses. Who crosses your spouse. It's like, if your spouse really had these superpowers, better think twice for, you know, doing anything crazy by adding extra crazy to it. The movie was directed pretty well. Like I said, Ivan Reitman is the same guy that gave us the Ghostbusters movies. And for him doing a movie like this, even though this was old news, it's 2006, still, it's a movie that I've seen on and off in the past. Like, I watched it like back when it came out, not in theaters, but when it came out on video, and I kind of got away from it, and then it resurfaced here whenever I started streaming it, and it was just one of those that I never really thought of that much. It's not one of those grand prizes. It's not one of those that you write home about. It's something that you can pretty much easily forget over time. The mixed, I've got to say, is the fact that this movie, the way Uma Thurman's character evolves in this. Like when she does her superhero stuff, and then she starts tingling with Anna Faris's character when she gets the powers. Spoiler alert, sorry. The way they fight and the way she spins, and I guess it's because of the era that this movie came out, because this was before the MCU. It didn't really age that well. Now, I'm not talking about the special effects. I'm just talking about the way they went about it. The way they fought. It wasn't this grand, like, punching into each other and making this whole big bubble into the atmosphere or whatever. It was kind of cheesy in a way, the way they handled this. They were just spinning around, and they were just, like, fighting. In a certain way, it kind of looked a little fakish. But at the same time, I was understanding where they were going. I knew what they were trying to say. I knew what they were trying to do. But it's just the way it was presented. It wasn't for me, but I get past it, which is why I'm putting this on the mixed. But other than that, guys, my Super Ex-Girlfriend is actually a decent movie. I think it's one of those underrated movies. It had like mixed reviews from critics, but you know, you can't satisfy everybody. But I just think it was one of those underrated movies, is all I'm saying. To me, anyway. So, My Super Ex-Girlfriend, have you seen it yet? What did you think of it? Did you like the whole superhero aspect? Did you think they handled that carefully and with everything else going on? Or, you know, just sort of a mixed bag? Have you seen better? Because this was like 15, 16, 17 years ago, give or take. So leave me a comment down below and give me your thoughts. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Again, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video on this, but it's just so many things was crawling up in my mind when I was watching this. I just had to get it out. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.